This is what I feel like now. I can't wait to see what I feel like in 6 more months. Hey y'all, it's Morgan and welcome to the video. By this point, you probably know that I've had a hysterectomy, and this is another hysterectomy recovery update. This video is going to be a little different than the others. I figure from here on out the updates will be pretty short, so instead of just posting a short update, I figured I would save months 3 through 6 and share them all at once with you. I'm currently 3 months post-op right now. Recovery is slower than I would like, but I would say that I am doing better compared to month 2 and definitely before surgery. Compared to month 2, I'm having fewer bad days, and bad days meaning nausea, vomiting, severe pain, I guess. The 3rd month of recovery has had more good days than bad, and my appetite has increased pretty good. I'm able to eat most things I'm interested in, and I still don't eat like a whole lot, but it's definitely an increase to what I had been consuming, and the diversity of what I'm able to eat. Like I've been able to expand what I can eat without fear of it causing me vomiting and other, I don't know, gastrointestinal distress as much. But however, I do still have some days where I am nauseous, and it's usually in the morning, but it hasn't been as bad. For reference, just in case you are just now tuning in and have not seen my previous videos, my appetite before surgery was practically non-existent. Almost everything made me sick, like vomiting and nauseous, and I had lost a lot of weight. A lot. And in the months prior to surgery, like leading up to surgery, I was able to eat Nutella and like sunflower butter and peanut butter, and that really stopped me from losing weight as quickly as I was. But like my entire diet consisted of Nutella, sunflower butter, sometimes chips, and ginger ale, and that was it. But now I have been able to eat more things, which has been very exciting. Also, prior to surgery, I was having intense back pain like every day, and I'm still having quite a lot of back pain, but it's maybe not every day. A lot of days, but not every day. So that's a step up. There was a week or two in month 3 early on where the pain decreased quite a bit, where it was less noticeable, but over the past week, it has really been intensifying. I've also been a bit more tired and emotional maybe over the last week, so maybe I am at that time of the month where I would be having a period. I still have my ovaries, so I still go through the menstrual cycle. I just don't have the actual like period bleeding part. I'm pretty sure I need to go see a chiropractor. I've never had a chiropractic adjustment before, but while I've been dealing with this pain and the adenomyosis and the pelvic adhesions, my back has been through the ringer. I had adhesions removed from my left pelvic sidewall, and I was experiencing tightness in my left pelvic region before surgery, and sometimes it would feel like I was being pulled over to my left side, and I think my back needs some fixing from that now that the adhesions have been removed and hopefully the problem has been resolved. So maybe by the time this video comes out, I'll see a chiropractor. Hopefully. And I do still have some light cramping and things like that, but I think my surgery wounds are healed really good and I'm not having trouble with those. Overall, I would say that I'm feeling better than before surgery, and I think I have more energy. That probably has to do with being able to eat enough to sustain my body, but I'm still not feeling like great, and I have to be pretty cautious with the activities I do. Otherwise, I will hurt my back, or if I get too excited, sometimes I'll still get really nauseous. But it's not as constant as it was before surgery, so maybe by 6 months, these things will have faded out of existence. That is it for the 3-month update. I will see you again at month 4. Okay, I'm back with the 4-month update, and overall I'm doing better. I'm feeling less fragile and getting stronger, slowly but surely. I do still have some nausea and vomiting, but it is still becoming less and less frequent, and I'm finally able to eat enough to fuel my body and my mind on most days, and I've actually gained a couple pounds for the first time in over 2 years. Prior to surgery and for the first couple months after surgery, it was very difficult for me to not lose weight. So this was a nice change, and so with being able to gain weight means I can finally gain muscle again. And so yeah, so that feels good. Eating though has come with a new difficulty, and that is with even the slightest bit of like constipation, my insides get a bit crampy and uncomfortable, and maybe that's my organs like settling back and getting used to things, but that is a bit unpleasant. And I do still have back pain that fluctuates, and it's gotten bad a little bit here and there. I have not seen a chiropractor yet, but it is on my to-do list to schedule. It will get done at some point. I'm just like always overwhelmed, but it'll happen. I'm pretty tired and need to do better with resting. I did test my limits a couple times this month, so I'm still kind of recovering and just tired from that. My first time testing the limits was doing a lot of video work in 3 consecutive days. I did prepping, filming, editing, and uploading all in 3 days, and normally I would like that to be at least a week, preferably longer so I have more breaks. But I had this video idea that I really wanted to do where I got dressed up for Halloween and did a roundup of my recent projects. But time was getting away from me, as it usually does, and the end of October was nearing, and I had the video scripted mostly, but I needed to get it done. Yeah, so I did it in like 3 days so that I could get it out on the 31st of October. I was determined this was going to come out in October. Doing the video required a lot of sitting up in a chair, but both for filming and editing and for like most of the process. And normally it's not that bad if I space it out, but where I did it 3 days in a row for a lot of hours each day, it was a lot on my back, and I caused a pain flare that got pretty intense. But I was proud of the video though, so go check it out because I think it turned out really cute. The week after uploading that, and even the 2 weeks after uploading that video, I rested a lot. I was on my heating pad more than usual and just taking it easy. The second time that I tested out my limits was traveling a few hours and staying overnight with friends. And leaving the house is difficult for me, and traveling is especially difficult. I made a video about it. This was my first time traveling since surgery, but I managed, thanks to my husband helping me out a lot. I did end up getting sick after dinner. I think that had to do with eating and then getting in the car so soon after, but we were prepared for that, so it was fine. And things settled down much, and I got much more comfortable once we got to my friend's house and, hung out there. But the trip did cause a bit of a pain flare, which, not surprising, it was expected. I had a lot of fun though, being with friends and catching up, because it's not something I get to do very often, so I'm happy that everything worked out and I was able to go and enjoy some quality time with friends. I'm gonna focus on resting and recharging for the next little bit. I've got a busy month coming up with the holidays, and I've got some fun projects to work on and gonna be seeing some people, so yeah, gonna just work on recharging, saving up my energy. I'll see you guys again soon. All right, I am back with the month 5 post-op from hysterectomy update. Things are still getting better, I would say, from month to month. My appetite is continuing to get better, and my in-laws brought their leftovers from Thanksgiving. They visited the weekend after, and I was able to eat quite a bit of that with minimal issues, so that was very, very exciting for me. And I'm excited to go home for Christmas and have some more food. And I'm, filling out a little bit. I can feel myself getting stronger, and so that's really cool. I'm still having a bit of nausea and vomiting, usually in the morning. It still seems to be getting, less frequent each month, but it is still happening, which, I knew that was gonna take a while for my digestive tract to figure things out, because it was very messed up. I would say I've been generally pretty tired and fatigued on some days. I did socialize 4 weekends in a row, which probably contributed to me being so tired this past month, but before surgery, I would not have been able to socialize 4 weekends in a row. So that is definitely progress. And the most exciting part of this month is that I finally saw a chiropractor like 9 times so far this month, and I'm going again today. They're addressing my main pain issues first, which is my left rib and my lower back. Pretty much my lower back, like my lower 5 vertebrae, were just moving as one, and my left rib was displaced. I think is maybe the right word. I'm not sure if that's the right word, but the source of a lot of my pain. My back was also extremely rigid and tight, which was not surprising. So they're working on fixing my back issues, trying to get my nervous system to chill out, and that's where we're starting at right now. And I have a theory for why my back got so messed up in the first place, which has to do with the adenomyosis in my uterus and the pelvic adhesions. So my left pelvic region would get really tight sometimes and start to feel like it would be pulling me over. And this would happen cyclically, which is how I kind of connected it to my uterus. So I would be pulled to the side and I would have this rib pain sometimes, so it would come and go cyclically. But eventually the rib pain came and never went away. But I think it was just from me constantly being pulled over to the side for periods of time. And I was also losing a lot of weight and therefore muscle mass. So I was getting weaker. I was less able to hold myself up. I wasn't able to flex or really use my core very much, especially my lower abs, from being bloated and pain that I was having. My lower abs just were practically non-existent. I could not get them to work. So my back was trying to overcompensate for that. And so yeah, it just kind of ended up getting all messed up. So after about 9 chiropractor visits, I am feeling somewhat better. I feel like I have a better range of motion and the rib pain is less intense and sometimes it's more relieved. I've got some stretches to do, but I am still having quite a bit of pain in the lower end of my usual pain, but it's still pretty high. I am seeing progress with how I can move, and that'll affect how much I can build muscle. And yeah, so hopefully by the next time I talk to you guys at month 6, we'll see more progress with my back. And speaking of the chiropractor, I gotta go get ready to leave for my appointment soon. So I will see you again soon for the much anticipated 6-month update. Now it's time to go over month 6 of recovery. But first, if you find these monthly updates helpful or insightful in any way, I would greatly appreciate it if you would give this video a like so it reaches more people like you. Thank you. Alright, now let's get on to month 6. So month 6 started just a few days before Christmas, and we were going home to visit family for the holidays. But I was already pretty worn out by the time I packed, so on the day that we were going to travel, we were going to end up leaving pretty late in the afternoon, because it took me so much to recover from packing. And right before we left, the dog showed up and it was getting super cold out, and we tried to find an owner. That didn't work out. So we were like, well, we have to get this dog to a shelter because we can't leave it outside. Yeah, so that was a whole thing. So between the packing and then the changes of plans and the dog situation, my nervous system was just a little bit out of whack. But luckily, I didn't end up having a lasting flare from that. We ended up leaving a day late so we could rest before going home, because we knew if we just kept trying to push through that I probably would have a really big flare, and that was just not worth it. Once I was at our destination, so about a 6-hour drive, plus traveling with 3 cats and 2 rabbits. I was a bit tired, when we got there, but I was able to socialize and eat and do stuff within my limits. I took time to rest and I didn't eat a lot, and but I was able to eat and whatever people made. So that was very exciting because it's been a while since I've been able to do that. But the back pain was pretty constant and fluctuated, and if I pushed too hard, that's when my rib would really start feeling tense and hurting again. I did some of my chiropractor stretches at home, and then I ended up doing yoga, just some stretches and just kind of what felt good. And I realized that I could hold myself up and support myself, which I haven't been able to do that for so long. Part of why I stopped doing yoga and stretching was because I just could not support myself. So I'm getting stronger, so that was really cool to realize. Overall, the trip was a success and I didn't have any major issues, so yay! However, a couple of days after getting back to our house, I got sick. Mostly it was sinus and like head pressure and stuff, but like the first couple days were the roughest, and my usual aches and pains were just intensified and my muscles were super tense, so I was taking Tylenol and just trying to sleep and get through that phase. And then because my body was out of whack, I was also having nausea and vomiting and not being able to eat, which pretty much happens anytime my body gets out of whack. It just depends on the severity. Yeah, the first little bit of 2023 wasn't great. But then once I was recovered from being sick, I was relatively good again. I had been resting pretty good for 2 weeks. Like, I had no obligations, I had nothing to do. Like, I just rested, which is exactly what my body needed. And I was feeling pretty good. And so I was eating with minimal issues, and my back was giving me less problems. My rib was feeling pretty good, but my lower back was more of the problem at that point. And I'm still seeing a chiropractor. I'm down to once a week from the 3 times a week when I filmed my month 5 update, but that is going well and I am seeing progress, so yay again. So now I'm finally at the 6-month post-op mark from my hysterectomy, which I've read a lot about in forums, and I mentioned in a previous update that 6 months is really where you're supposed to start feeling good. And I must say, I'm feeling pretty good. Like, I haven't felt this good in probably almost like 3 years. Like, I've still got issues and stuff, but like, there's a major difference. It's been almost a year since I posted my life with chronic pain video about my personal experience and what I was going through and my struggles, and I'm just in such a different place now. It's just really wild, and it just feels really good. And also, from what I've read, you're supposed to feel even better by like a year. So this is what I feel like now. I can't wait to see what I feel like in 6 more months. I have more mental clarity, physical energy, and less pain overall, and I'm also getting stronger, and I've gained a few pounds, and I just have hope that I'll continue to improve, which when I filmed that video last year, I was not feeling very hopeful. Like, I'm just physically and mentally in a much better place. Everyone's pre and post hysterectomy stories and experiences are different because each of us have a different reason for getting a hysterectomy and our bodies heal differently. But I hope this video gave you a glimpse of what to possibly expect in the months following a hysterectomy. I'm gonna continue recording monthly updates for the first year, and I think I'm gonna save months 6 through 12 and post them all at the same time, unless I hear from y'all that y'all want updates sooner. If you're interested in more hysterectomy and chronic illness related videos, I want to invite you to subscribe and come along on this journey with me. I'm gonna pop up a couple playlists on the screen that you might want to check out next. Thank you for spending this time with me, and I'll see you again in the next video. Bye!